Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JFG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm going to be going over the first reactions and reviews of Sing 2 from 5 different critics to tell you the good part about it, the bad part about it, whether it's good itself or whether it's bad, and whether it's worth watching or not. So I'm going to give you all that information and just to set your expectations of what to expect from this movie, especially for somebody like me who's expecting this movie a lot, who's really excited to see this movie. Then I just want to set your expectations, whether that's to set them really high or to set them really low. I'm just going to tell you what these 5 different critics said about the movie. To just, like I said, see your expectations and to tell you whether it's worth watching it, going to theaters to go watch it, since it does come out on Christmas and on the holiday days, so I know they're very busy days. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you whether it's worth it or not. But before that, please make sure to leave a like if you end up enjoying this video. It's very helpful to videos, so please don't forget to leave a like if you end up enjoying this video. Also subscribe for a lot more content on movies, TV shows, anything like that. If you're interested in all that content, then definitely make sure to subscribe, and I think you definitely you'll enjoy my content. And lastly, comment down below on where's your hype level for Sing 2. Are you really excited to watch it? Or are you like, did you like the trailers? Do you not like the trailers? Definitely make sure to let me know all that down in the comments down below. Okay, now let's get started. So, in case you don't know how these type of videos work, I usually just go to the side over here, and then I put the first reaction reviews from the critics right here, and I'm going to read them, but you can also read them since they will be right here in case you don't understand my voice, or you want to go at a slower pace. And then I'll kind of break it down to tell you what this kind of means from the movie. Okay, so I start with the first critic, and this one comes from Scott Menzel, and this is what he said. Sing 2 is such a feel-good crowd pleaser. I really love Scarlett Johansson's portrayal of Ash. The character is so darn charming, and I always forget how great of a singing voice she has. Also, Hazley as Porch and Bono as Clay Calloway is some top-notch voice casting. So that's very, very positive from this movie. Obviously, he's really praising Scarlett Johansson's voice acting as Ash, so that's really great. I'm sure she has a great singing score in the movie, and I think she was like somewhat of my favorite character. I think she was my second favorite character in Sing 1. So I definitely think that she's probably going to get even more elevated in this movie, and I'm super hyped to see what Scarlett Johansson does with the role. I'm also very interested to see what Clay Calloway has to do in this movie. You know, he's the Lion. I'm very curious to see what he has to do in this movie. I really went to see him in the trailers, so let's see what his character is all about. I think that he looks very interesting, and I just want to see more of him. Okay, Scott Menzel also said, Sing 2 is way better than the first, and Illumination's best film to date. While the entire film is a joy to watch, the final 30 minutes is when the film embraces its musical and theater roots. It is in those last 30 moments where my Broadway loving heart almost exploded with joy. So another very positive thing that he said about Sing 2. First of all, if you like Sing 1, then clearly this movie is going to be more for you, as they do say that this movie is better, and they even go as far to say that this is Illumination's best film to date, beating all the Despicable Me movies and everything. So that's great. That's really, really good, and I can't wait to see it. And I specifically said that the last 3 minutes are even better because it really goes into the musical routes and everything. I'm assuming that's with the concert and everything. So I really can't wait to see the concert. The concert from the trailers looks incredible, and I can't wait to see how they surprise us, especially after the first movie really surprised me and really impressed me with the final concert. Let's see what this movie has to offer. Okay, moving on to the next first reaction review, and this comes from Zach Gilbert, and this is what he said. Sing 2 is fantastic fun, and it's going to be a huge hit with families this holiday season. If you're a fan of the first film, you're in for another treat. The soundtrack, unsurprisingly, slaps, but the sentiment is just as strong. A heartwarming crowd pleaser of the highest order. So another very positive first reaction review. First of all, I'm saying that's going to be a huge hit with families. So if you're a dad or a kid or something, you should definitely see that with your family. I definitely think you'll very much enjoy it. So go ahead and see that with your family. I think it'll be a great experience. Also, I said if you're like the first one, like as I mentioned the other thing, you'll definitely like this movie even more. So that's great. And they said the soundtrack is really, really great. So I'm very excited to hear the soundtrack, especially the song between Scarlett Johansson's character Ash and then the Lion. I'm especially curious to see that one. And they said that there's a really strong sentiment with this movie. So another very positive first one review, as we can see from this reaction review. Okay, moving on to the next one, and this one comes from Daniel Howat, and that's what he said. Sing 2 is a toe-tapping, feel-good jukebox musical that's sure to have kids dancing, a tribute to chasing your dreams. It's pretty simplistic movie, prioritizing the songs over genuine emotion. Still, it's crowd-pleasing fun and even better than the first movie. So this is another very positive first reaction review. However, it does have some negatives. But let's start with the positive. And it says that, once again, it's a very toe-tapping movie. So that means that it really does get you to dance. It feels good. It does have its musical aspects to it, which is great. And it's really another movie about chasing your dreams, which is really, really good. However, they say that with this, it comes as a very simplistic movie without a lot of ambition. It's just a very simple movie, which can be good for a lot of people and it can be bad for a lot of other people. So make that as what you will from your experience with movies. If you like deep layered movies, then this movie might throw you off a little bit. If you like simplistic movies that are just fun, then I think you'll definitely enjoy this movie a lot. They also said that they prioritize the songs the most over some emotion. So let's see what he means by that. I'm assuming that they sacrifice some scenes with songs. We'll see what he means by that. But even with all that, he said that it's a great movie and that it's definitely better than the first one. So once again, they mentioned that, and that's great because personally, I love the first one. So I can't wait to see this one, what it has to offer. Okay, moving on to the next first reaction review, and this one comes from Ricky Valero, and this is what he said. Sing 2 takes all elements from the original and raises the stakes with new characters and a moving story that makes it the year's best animated movie. I think it's one of the rare instances where the sequel supersedes the original. So another very, very positive first review. First of all, saying that the stakes feel raised probably with a bigger worldwide concert. Also introduces new characters. We already saw the Lion coming into the mix, and I'm very curious to see what other new characters they introduce. Hopefully it's great characters. I'm really excited to see what characters they introduce, and hopefully they have layers just like the first movie's characters had a lot of layers. So definitely very curious. And it's like, once again, it says that this one's better than the original. Like I said, it's one of the references with the sequel is better than the original. Other than that, obviously we had Shrek 2 and we have Spider-Man 2 and everything. But this is great. I'm really hyped to see that, especially for me who really, really enjoyed the original. Like I said, can't wait to see how this one improves on. Okay, moving on to my last reaction review. And this comes from Courtney Howard, and that's what she said. Sting 2 recycles many of the themes and gags from the first, but leans slightly better into its emotional overtones. It's still fairly hollow given the power of the songs included on the soundtrack, and the third act is messy when it comes to its stakes. So this reaction review is not as positive, and it does portray a lot more of the movie's problems. It does say that the themes and gags from the first movie are used a lot in this movie, and you can definitely tell that by the trailer. If you see it, I'm like, oh yeah, they used those same jokes in the first movie. Oh yeah, they seems like the same thing that they were doing with the first movie. So I can definitely see that, and I can definitely see that as a criticism because I think I might agree with that criticism as well. And I said, well, like the other review, that this movie is very hollow or very simplistic. So like I said, if you're one of those people that don't like those type of movies, then this movie is probably not for you. Just letting you know out there. But they did say that the soundtrack is a very powerful soundtrack that carries a lot of weight. So I'm definitely curious to hear the soundtrack, especially the song between The Line and Ash. That's the one I'm the most curious to hear. So can't wait to hear that soundtrack. And yeah, however, it does say that the third act is messy, especially with its stakes. So I'm assuming that the big concert ends up being like a mess or something. I'm curious to see what she means, but I do think that the third act, which means the big concert, was probably a little bit messy on the execution. That's what I'm assuming. So still very curious to see that because the other person said that the last 30 minutes was the best part of the movie. This one says that the third act is messy. So curious to see whether I'm in the side that says that the last 30 minutes are the best part, or whether I'm in the part that says the last 30 minutes felt like a mess. So kind of curious. So yeah, those were 5 different first reactions reviews from 5 different critics, and 4 of them were very, very positive, and 1 of them was negative. So hopefully this help you set your expectations for this movie and help you decide whether the movie is worth watching or not, and whether you're gonna go see it this Christmas, as it does come out this Christmas. And if it did help you do that, then please leave a like. It would be very helpful if you left a like. It really helps out my videos and everything. So please leave a like, please, and thank you. As well as tell me down in the comments whether it brought your expectations up or down, and how hyped are you for the movie now? I'm definitely curious. As well as what are you looking forward to seeing this movie the most? I'm definitely very curious to hear your opinions. So definitely show me that down in the comments. And lastly, make sure to subscribe for a lot more content. You can definitely expect my own review for Sing 2 to come out whenever the movie comes out, and a lot more content on animated projects and just a bunch of other content on movies and TV shows overall. So definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're into all that other type of content. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is Jay Entertainment out.